Welcome to Sound Through Something. In this lab, we are going to be looking at matter. Actually, all the types of matter, solids, liquids, and gases. And we're going to see what sound travels through. Can sound travel through all three states of matter? Can it travel through a solid, a liquid, or a gas? We are going to complete several labs and find out, can sound travel through something? Lab number 1 is called bounce. All right, for this lab, you're just going to need 2 items. You're going to need some sort of bouncy ball or a ping pong ball like I have. You're also going to need your ear to hear. Once you have the ball and your ear ready, I want you to bounce the ball and I want you to observe the sound it makes as it travels through the air. All right, now put your ear down on a solid surface, like on a table or even the floor, and then bounce the ball. How does that sound change? You really have to try this lab because those sound effects are not the real sound of the ball bouncing. You have to try this out and see how the sound changes when it's traveling through the air versus traveling through a solid. I'm excited to see what results you come up with. All right, that's it for lab number 1, bounce. Here comes lab number 2, and that is called telephone.
Hello?
In our telephone lab, we are going to be making telephones out of cups. And you're going to have a few different choices how you're going to make yours. For this lab, you're going to need some string. I'm actually using twine, fishing line, and then thread. You're also going to want an object that can make holes, and then some straws. You're also going to want some cups. I've got paper cups, got plastic cups. You can even use cans that are empty if you use the same size. So my refried beans can and my tomato can are the same size. For this lab, I'm going to use all blue cups. Here are the materials you need to make one set of telephones. You need at least 2 cups that are the same, 2 meters of string, a straw, a pair of scissors, and an object to make a hole in the cups. All right, it's time to make those telephones. The first step in making a simple telephone is to use your sharp object carefully. You might need an adult to do this, but you need to poke a small hole in the center of the bottom of each cup. Next, measure your 2 meters of string and cut it. Cut the straw into 2 small pieces that can fit in the cup. All right, there is the hole in the bottom of my cup. What you're going to do next is pull the string through the holes in the cups so that each cup has one end of string in it. Then you're going to tie each end of the string to the straw so that the string cannot pull out of the hole in the cup. After you've done that for both cups, you're ready to test out your simple telephone.
Hello?
To test out your simple telephone, hold 1 cup in your hands and give the other cup to another person. Move apart from each other so that the string is pulled tight. Be sure the string does not touch anything. Put your cup to your ear and have your other person speak into the cup. What do you hear? Now do the same thing, but this time make the string loose. See how it's hanging down there? How does the loose string change the sounds you hear? Now switch roles. Let the other person listen to the sound that travels through the tight and loose strings. Let them make those observations. Did they have the same results as you? This time, make the string tight and feel the string while you talk. What happens? Which items you choose to use are really decided by the question you want to answer. Because remember, in science, we only change one variable at a time. By changing only one variable, that allows us to know what causes any changes or different results from each lab. The question I'm asking today is, what type of string allows sound to travel the best? So I'm going to be using 3 different types of string, but everything else is going to remain the same. The type of string is my changing variable. Derek and I tested simple telephones with 3 different types of string. The first one that you've already seen with twine. The top one is thread and the bottom one is fishing line. We did everything the same. We used the same cups, the same amount of string. They were all put together in the same way. We wanted to know which type of string would make the best sound. You can try this out too. Just make sure you only change one variable at a time. Another changing variable you could use with this telephone lab is you could change the type of cup. Maybe you could make one set with plastic cups and another set with paper cups. Or you could even use empty cans as well. Just keep everything else the same. The string length, and how you assemble the simple telephones. That is lab number 2, telephone. So that is one of your options for this week. All right, lab number 3 is called Scratch. You can even take one of the cups like this and hold it upside down and rub your fingernail on it. Listen. Do you hear that sound? This cup is kind of being like a megaphone. It's amplifying or making that sound louder. Let's try it with the other types of string I have. We'll try it with my thread. Here's my thread one. You hear it? Okay, and let's try fishing line. Oop. Nope. I don't hear anything on that one, but I can hear stuff with the other one. So that is another thing you can do with your telephones. That is lab number 3, Scratch, and you only need 1 cup for that one. So if you don't have 2 cups, but you want to do the telephones, you could do this instead. It's very similar to be able to hear that sound transmit or carry through the string. Up next is lab number 4, and that is called Under the Sea.
When I go swimming, I like to say something underwater and have someone guess what I'm saying. Have you ever done that before? Because sound can travel through water. There's actually even underwater speakers. Whoa!
Well, if you want to do Under the Sea, you can explain some of the things that you've experienced with being underwater and sound. Or perhaps you can go in the bathtub and try some of those things out. So that is lab number 4, Under the Sea. Here we are with lab number 5, and that is called Ripple. For Ripple, I have a bowl of water and one of my tuning forks. And I know you probably don't have a tuning fork at home, so maybe you can think of another object that could work in a similar way. So what I'm going to do is make that tuning fork vibrate and then touch the water. What do you think is going to happen? Whoa, did you see that? What happened? Let's try that again. Whoa!
That deserves a slow-mo replay.
That's pretty awesome. Now, if you can't do this lab at home, you can definitely tell me what you observed and why you think that happened for your lab this week. Or perhaps you can find another object that could work as a tuning fork and do the same kind of thing. Remember, be creative. That's lab number 5, Ripple. Lab number 6 this week is your choice. I know lots of students have lots of examples of how sound travels through different materials. So if you can test something and show it to me, what can you test to show how sound travels through a solid, liquid, or gas? If you can do that, then you can do lab number 6, which is your choice. That is it for our Sound Through Something labs. As you complete the labs that you pick, make sure you're paying attention to how sound travels through a solid, a liquid, and a gas. All right, I look forward to seeing your results. That's it for me. Take care.
Peace.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.